Oh man. So here I was walking through my local Walmart, and I noticed that the shelves are just completely empty inside the fig aisles. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? So I go and I happen to run into one of the managers. I said, "Hey, are we doing restock? Is it time? Are you guys dumping a bunch of your stock?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, we all that stuff that's there, we're getting rid of it. We're getting rid of it ASAP." He's like, "Check back with me in about a week or so." And most of the stuff that was here is probably going to end up on clearance. I was like, "Oh, okay, clearance sounds cool. Clearance sounds cool." And he's like, "Yeah, but rumor has it, they're going to be 50% off the clearance price." It's like, "Oh man, we're doing that again." To which he replied, "Yes, we are. We got to get rid of all this inventory. We have too much stuff sitting outside, and we got to get it inside." It's like, well, that makes sense. So go through. Fast forward a week later, and there were my wife, my kids. My kids that had their birthdays recently wanted to spend their birthday money, so they wanted to go check and see what was in the clearance section, if any of those toys came up on clearance. And while they were perusing the section, I happened to look up high, and then I found this guy. Oh, not only did I find this guy, but I found this guy for $21. And not only did I find this guy for $21, right next to him was the sign that said 50% off the clearance price. So yes, for $11.50, I got me a Croc Master. And oh man, I've been waiting so long to get this bad boy. I wanted this figure so bad. Oh my god. But I kept saying to myself, I just can't spend $40 on it. I just don't want to spend $40 on it. There's other G.I. Joe classified figures I wanted ahead of this. I and then I found it for $31, and I was like, maybe I'll catch it for a little bit less. But $11.50, heck yeah. Oh my god. So yeah, let's get into this. Let's talk about this here Croc Master. So before we jump in, make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's start the show. So right out the gate, this guy has a pretty solid amount of accessories, I gotta say. And honestly, Fiona makes this package really pop. Like, Croc Master's cool at all, but let's be honest here. The star of the show is Fiona. But let's get to let's talk about Croc Master real quick. So aesthetically, it doesn't feel right. Like, it's one of those things where I like the coloring, I like the overall look of it, but something seems off. And I figured out what it was. It was that the back of the figure has all the crocodile like back detail, like all the bumps and everything like that. And there's a lot of detail on the back, but let's be honest, you're not posing this figure from the back. It's rare would be the day when you're posing your figure looking over his shoulder from the back. Like, it's just very rare. To say, unless you're trying to do some anime display where they do that all the time. Guys always looking over their shoulders and they have that shock look on their face every time they're looking over their shoulder. Unless you're doing that, the amount of detail in the back of the figure doesn't make sense. I feel like the bumps for the back of the crocodile, I forget what they call it at the moment. God, I should know this. The scales, there you go. The scaly parts on the top should be on the front of Croc Master. In my opinion, my humble opinion, along with the coloration, and just leave the back just kind of bland. But I appreciate that they did that, but it just doesn't have that feel to it. The mask looks and feels tremendous. Like, that head sculpt just looks menacing. Like, I really, the red eyes, the gas, the breathing tube, like, dude, this dude looks like if he jumped out of some swampy water, just him by himself, remove the crocodile, you'd be scared shitless. Like, You would be losing your ever-loving mind if that thing came out of the water looking for you. Oh my God, some Jason Voorhees like type of nonsense. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's just, he looks like a villain. He looks evil. And I like that. I like that about this character. I also like the belt. I think the belt, they did a magnificent paint job with the belt. I love the eye insignia in the middle. It just pops. Like, that belt just pops. And his gun, while it's kind of bland, I mean, it fits a character of this kind of this sort of massive, like, serial killer looking type of aesthetic. It's very, very cool. I really, really like that part of the aesthetic of the character. I really do. Now let's talk about Fiona. Fiona is, well, she's the star of the show. She her mouth opens and closes, which was shocking to me. I figured they would just done a secondary head, but the fact that it opens and closes, shocked me. I was amazed. And the posability on this, sort of like the same way with Timber, has an, for an animal, it has an incredible amount of range. And it's big. Like, Fiona's big, and it just feels like a menacing animal. Like, putting that in a display properly would just, it, once again, these are things about this line that make this line pop compared to a lot of other main lines anyway. Really makes it pop. I love the coloring on Fiona. I love the detail. I wish, maybe it's my copy, but I wish the eyes were a little bit, just a smidge bigger, so you could really see the detail in there, because there's a ton of detail in those eyes. It's, the coloring, everything, it's just, they're so small you can't really see them. I just wish the eyes were a little bit bigger. The scales, everything just feels right on this figure, and the tail is posable, which is shocking for Hasbro, because usually Hasbro doesn't give you posable tails. They just give you a stagnant tail, and you got to figure it out on your own. So I appreciate the fact they put some bendy wire in there. So I mean, overall, yeah, Fiona's great posing, great movement, has a very menacing, gigantic feel to her. Now, posing for Crocmaster, right? Once again, the posing for this guy is one of the things about this line that makes Crocmaster, and makes this line in general exceptional. So Crocmaster, he can look up, he can look down. He has I thought it was the double ball peg, but it doesn't move like that. Maybe it's just my copy. Maybe I just need to warm him up. But he does accomplish the T-pose. He does go a little bit, smidge over 90 degrees on a T-pose. He has a bicep rotation, double jointed elbows. He has wrist rotation. He has the abdominal cut, so he can actually look down a little bit more, which is very good for a figure that should be mostly underwater, or have the illusion of being underwater. He has the thigh swivel. He has double jointed knees. He has ankle swivel, ankle pivot. He does a pretty solid split with the drop down hips. Once again, great on Hasbro's part. And his ankles, he has the full range of ankle with his atypical G.I. Joe classified posing. But overall, like, for the original $40, I can honestly say this is not a bad figure for $40. I'm sad it took me this long to get it. I don't think I would have felt gypped at $40. But for $11.50, oh my God, I wanted to buy more. This is the last one they had there. Oh, I would have bought like 5 of these just so I can army build the crocodiles. Like, seriously. But man, this is a really good set. I'm really excited about some of these larger sets coming down the road. I really like the Snake Eyes and Timber set. the original one, not the recolor. I mean, the recolor, if you want to get it. But I'm like, if you own Stalker, just throw his poncho over Snake Eyes and you're good to go. But I'm excited about these larger box sets that are coming down the road, because this is a very, very fun set. Very, very posable figures. Just amazing. But yeah, with that, let me know what you think. Do you have the Croc Master? Do you enjoy the Croc Master? Do you think Croc Master is just a, throwaway character? You could care less. Let me know what you think in the comments about this figure. Was this something that you wanted to pick up? Was it something that you were excited about when it was announced? Let me know. Let's have a conversation about this bad boy. And make sure you check out the community tab. I post deals as I find them on Figs. So anytime I find a deal, anytime pre-orders come up, or anytime I find out about restocks, I throw them up on the community tab. Also, make sure you check out the Amazon link in the description. If you need to buy anything from Amazon, all you have to do is click that link and just go on in and buy away. And Amazon will pay me a small commission for everything you buy. And it's a great way to support the channel, and you don't have to do anything extra other than just buy whatever you need from Amazon. But with that, be safe, be good, and this is Drunken Prime, cracking open another beer and signing off.